Understanding long-lasting foods involves recognizing items that possess the remarkable ability to remain safe and edible for extended periods, often spanning decades. These foods typically have properties that inhibit spoilage and the growth of bacteria, such as low moisture content, high acidity, or preservation through specific processes like drying, canning, or fermentation. This concept is significant because it highlights a category of food that ensures sustenance during emergencies, supports sustainability by reducing food waste, and offers economical benefits by minimizing the need for frequent purchases. An example of such a food is honey, which has been found in ancient Egyptian tombs and remains perfectly edible after thousands of years. Honey's low moisture and acidic environment are inhospitable to bacteria and spoilage, making it a fascinating natural pantry staple. Similarly, white rice, when stored properly, can last for over 30 years. Its low oil content reduces the risk of rancidity, making it a reliable food source in long-term storage situations. In the realm of supporting opinions, some experts suggest that incorporating long-lasting foods into everyday diets can enhance food security for households by providing nutritional reserves that are less susceptible to market or supply chain fluctuations. Additionally, enthusiasts of self-sufficiency and preppers advocate for the importance of long-lasting foods and emergency preparedness plans, emphasizing their role in ensuring food availability during unforeseen disruptions. However, the concept of long-lasting foods does not come without its challenges. Critics argue that the emphasis on longevity can overshadow nutritional value, as some preserved foods may contain additives or lack essential nutrients. Moreover, debates arise concerning the environmental impact of mass-producing such items, particularly when industrial processes are required. This understanding of long-lasting foods connects seamlessly with other aspects of the topic, such as the specific methods employed to preserve food items and the implications of these practices on health and the environment. It influences discussions on how these foods contribute to food security and sustainability, driving a more profound exploration of how we might harness these benefits while balancing nutritional needs and environmental considerations. In summary, the exploration of foods that last for decades opens avenues for greater resilience and food diversity, presenting opportunities and challenges alike. Recognizing these long-lasting options enriches our understanding of food preservation, providing us with tools to navigate both everyday life and extraordinary circumstances. Characteristics of foods with long shelf lives refers to the specific traits and properties that enable certain foods to remain edible and safe for consumption over extended periods, often decades. These characteristics are central to the main topic of Top 10 Foods You Didn't Know Last for Decades, as they help us understand what makes certain foods so durable and reliable for long-term storage. Foods with long shelf lives generally share key characteristics such as low moisture content, high acidity, or the presence of natural preservatives. These properties inhibit the growth of bacteria, yeast, and mold, which are primary agents of food spoilage. The importance of these traits cannot be understated. They make it possible for individuals and families to stockpile food for emergencies, reduce food waste, and plan long-term food supplies, especially in contexts where access to fresh food is uncertain. Specific examples that illustrate the concept include honey and white rice. Honey is renowned for its practically indefinite shelf life, primarily due to its low moisture content and high acidity, which create an inhospitable environment for spoilage organisms. White rice, when stored properly, can last for 30 years or more thanks to its dryness and stability. This makes it a staple in both emergency preparedness kits and in regions where long-term food storage is a necessity. Opinions supporting the importance of foods with long shelf lives often highlight sustainability and resource management. Storing such foods can be crucial for survivalists and those living in remote areas, offering a practical solution for maintaining food security. However, challenges and controversies do exist. Critics may argue that reliance on such foods can lead to a lack of nutritional diversity. While these foods last, they often lack the vitamins and fresh nutrients found in perishable goods. Furthermore, the ultra-processed nature of some long shelf-life foods raises health concerns over the frequent consumption of additives and preservatives. This point connects with and influences other aspects of the main topic by shedding light on why these foods are prioritized in discussions of food longevity. Understanding their characteristics not only informs better storage practices, but also affects decisions around which foods to include in long-term meal planning. This in turn aids in creating balanced, well-thought-out food reserves that can sustain individuals over extended periods without compromising on quality or safety. The concept of top foods with unbelievable longevity highlights food items that possess the remarkable ability to remain edible and safe to consume for decades, if not indefinitely. These foods owe their extended shelf lives to specific preservation techniques, inherent properties that resist spoilage, or both. Understanding and utilizing such foods is significant in discussions about food security, emergency preparedness, and sustainable living, as they offer valuable resources for nutrition over long periods, especially in scenarios where fresh food is inaccessible. One private pantry champion is honey, a renowned food with seemingly eternal longevity. Archaeologists have unearthed pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs, still perfectly edible after thousands of years. Honey's natural preservation stems from its low moisture content and acidic pH, which create a hostile environment for bacteria and microorganisms. Another star is white rice, particularly if stored in oxygen-free containers. Research has shown that white rice, when kept in ideal conditions, can last up to 30 years or more while maintaining its taste and nutritional value. These examples demonstrate how certain foods can be invaluable assets for planning long-term food strategies. Supporters of incorporating long-lasting foods into diets and emergency plans often cite the reduced need for frequent resupply, which is beneficial both in convenience and cost-effectiveness. Additionally, the ability to rely on a steady food supply during disasters or economic instability provides peace of mind and enhances self-sufficiency. However, there are challenges and controversies associated with reliance on such foods. Nutritionists argue that solely depending on shelf-stable foods can lack the dietary diversity and freshness found in a varied, balanced diet. Furthermore, improper storage or understanding of these foods' true shelf lives can lead to potential health risks. Critics may also caution against complacency in overemphasizing non-perishable foods at the expense of supporting local agriculture and reducing food miles. This concept connects to broader discussions of sustainable and strategic food management within the top 10 foods you didn't know last for decades topic. By integrating foods with exceptional longevity into broader food systems, there can be a balanced approach towards managing supplies that cater to both immediate and future needs. This knowledge empowers consumers with choices that not only cater to dire situations, but also encourage more informed and conscious consumption patterns in everyday life. Through this, the dialogue around long-lasting foods not only emphasizes their individual benefits, but also sparks innovation in addressing global food challenges. The science behind food preservation is a fascinating realm that has been essential throughout human history. At its core, food preservation involves various methods and techniques that prevent food spoilage and extend its shelf life. These methods work by inhibiting the growth of microorganisms such as bacteria, mold, and yeast, or by slowing down the natural decay process. Preservation techniques can include physical processes like drying, freezing, and vacuum sealing, as well as chemical methods such as salting, sugaring, and using preservatives. Understanding the science of food preservation is crucial in the context of discussing foods that can last for decades. It allows us to appreciate how certain foods can remain edible and safe for consumption over extended periods, making them valuable resources in times of scarcity or emergency. This extends not only the utility of food products, but also helps in reducing food waste, a significant concern in today's world. Consider honey, a prime example of food with an impressive shelf life. Honey's natural acidity and low moisture content create an environment unsuitable for bacteria and microorganisms to thrive, allowing it to remain unspoiled for centuries. Similarly, dried legumes such as lentils and beans are preserved through dehydration. By removing moisture, these foods resist microbial growth, making them a reliable food source for years. Experts in the field argue that the advancements in food preservation technologies have significantly contributed to global food security. By enabling long-term storage, these methods ensure a steady food supply in various circumstances, from military operations to space exploration. However, food preservation isn't without its challenges and controversies. For instance, some chemical preservatives have come under scrutiny for potential health risks, prompting a push for cleaner, more natural preservation methods. Additionally, the energy consumption of some preservation practices like freezing or canning raises environmental concerns. These diverse preservation techniques connect intrinsically with the concept of foods that can last for decades. They not only assure the preservation of nutritional quality and safety over time, but also maintain a food's value in emergency stockpiles or during long voyages. Addressing these concerns and continuously improving preservation methods remains pivotal in maximizing the longevity and utility of foods that can withstand the test of time. This comprehensive understanding of food preservation forms the backbone of appreciating and utilizing foods with extraordinary shelf lives.